Hi guys. So in my last video, we installed Oracle VirtualBox and have our Ubuntu server installed to it and how to set it up. And for now, we're going to be opening up our Ubuntu server and have uh, our remote SSH installed so that it can be connected to our VS Code. So we just have to open up our VirtualBox, and this is our server that we did last time. So we're just going to start it up. All right, we just have to log in out to our server. So you have to type in your username and password. And we are now connected to our Ubuntu server. So what you're going to type in now is sudo apt update, and just have to type in our password. So what this does, this updates our server before we install uh, their own SSH. But for this for our server, I think it's Open SSH. All right. Oh, now it's done. Sorry. So you just have to type in sudo apt install open SSH and server. The following applications. Just have to just press Y. Alright, after installing it, we're just going to type in sudo system ctl enable SSH. So our SSH is enabled. Going to type in sudo system ctl start SSH. This starts our SSH, SSH. So just going to type in sudo system ctl status SSH. Now after typing that, we can see that our SSH is active and running. So it means that we have open it up. So what I'm going to do is go to my VS Code, and here you can go to your extensions, and here you type in remote SSH. and this one. You have to download this one so we can connect it to our VS Code. I already have it, so what we're going to do is Control Shift P, and then you're going to find uh, remote SSH. Remote SSH. And we're going to click in this one, connect to host, and then we're going to click add new host. Here we have to uh, enter our username and our IP address. It's in our version. All right, so I typed in if config, and so I did a little bit of troubleshooting, but after you entered your username and your and then the IP address, it would show you the option, and then you just click on Linux. So here you have to type in the password of your Ubuntu server. So let's try. So I think we've opened our connected our Ubuntu server to our VS Code via the remote SSH. So this is our username, and it has our what do you call this, host name. So it is our it's the same thing. So what we're going to do now is here install Python and virtual environment. So first we have to install Python, make sure the virtual environment modules are available. So let's try to type this sudo app update. See if it works. We have to enter our password, and we'll just wait for it. All right, so we have successfully downloaded it. So let's now go to sudo and install this line. So sudo apt install Python, Python 3, virtual environment, Python 3, and then pip. So press enter. Try yes. So we have finished downloading. So we'll go on to the next step. So it says it's best to keep your projects in its own directory. So we will make our own directory for this file. All right. After creating that directory, we have to uh, go to it. So just have to type in cd, meaning to change directory. So we can enter and see uh, the file for my project, or the folder. So we are now in my project, and then it says here create virtual environment. So just have to copy this no this line. So I think we already done that. So now we will just have to, I mean, what we did is create a folder name, virtual environment, and it contains our isolated Python environment. And then we're going to have to activate our virtual environment. So let's just copy this one. Just have to activate our virtual environment now. And I think we have already activated. So we will go and check our what do you call this? Our version. So this shows that we have our it did show this our this example. See this? We have virtual environment now activatedly. And now before we deactivate our virtual environment, let's go check our version. So we have to type this one, which Python. So I'll just copy this one. And then which pip. I'll just type it. So this has to be our output. And we did. So we did type in which Python. It showed that. And then which pip. Yeah, it did the same output for this one. So now we just have to uh, deactivate it. So just gonna copy this keyword. And we have deactivated our Python environment, virtual environment. So now we'll move on to lecture 3. So we have to install and configure Flask, Apache web server, and MySQL server in our Ubuntu Linux server. So first we have to update the system. Sudo apt update. Alright. And after updating our system, we're going to have to install Python and Flask. So we have to copy this keyword. Sudo apt install Python 3, Python 3 pip, and Python 3 virtual environment. And we already have Python 3 pip is already the newest version. Python 3 virtual environment is already the newest version. So after doing that, we can create a test Flask project. So we're going to have to make uh, our directory for Flask app. So I'm just gonna copy this one. All right. So we're no longer in my project, but we're already in our Flask app. All right. And then create virtual directory. So we just have to input these line codes individually. So all right. So we're going to activate our virtual environment. All right. We have activated our virtual environment. And before we do that, we're going to install Flask. So we just have to copy this. All right. So after doing all that, we're going to create our file app. So which is or I think it's app4.py. So here, the instruction said that we should create an file called app.py, and we imported this code block right here that outputs that shows the text. Hello, Flask is working with Apache and plus MySQL. And so before we did that, we gotta go back. First we did go to CD, go to our Flash app because that's where our file is. And then we did this one, up to source. So what we did was to activate our virtual environment. And I had a lot of errors configuring it out, but in the end, I typed in Python 3 app.py that lets me open my the output of this code into this HTTP browser, so we can view it. And when we open our browser, it's the same as what we got here. I just copied it. So here it shows our uh, output that we did. So after we showed the output for this, and we go back to VS Code. You have to, after doing that, you have to press Control C to quit. So it comes back to our Plus app. Allow me to just clear this thing. There. And then, what we're going to do next is we're going to install Apache and WSGI. So just gonna input this first. Just gonna put in our password. Alright, so after doing that, we're going to be installing MySQL. So we have to just copy this code block, code line. Make sure we install the correct one. So it might take a while, so I'll just come back. So we just finished installing MySQL. So here, let's go and try to check our version. So let's just copy this one. And this is our version for our MySQL. And then let's check if our service is running. So let's just copy this one. Enter our password. So it's actively running, so that's a good sign. Let's go back to our notepad. And here we're going to secure our MySQL. So we're going to just copy this one. Go no, no. Just type in no. Yes, yes. So now after we've done all that, we're going to be creating our database. So to create our database, we just have to copy this sudo mysql. So you have to just type in sudo mysql lowercase. And after we did this, we're going to be creating our database. So first, we're going to create our database that is named FlashDB. So we're just going to input that. And we're also going to create our user. And then just gonna copy this first. Copy muna tayo. And then exit. So now we're going to be connecting our Flask to our Apache. So first step, we're going to create our WSGI file. So we're going to copy the nano. We're going to be entering our nano. So after that, we're going to be configuring our Apache. So let's just copy this one. And then here, I have already changed my, I substitute my username in this code file where you need to change it to your username. So, alright, Control O, Control X. Then we're going to enable and restart our Apache. So let's just copy this one. So here it shows our final output. Hello Flask is working with Apache plus MySQL. So that would be all.